Take me away from home. Show me all the places I've never known. And we'll chase the night, race all of these broken dreams in flight.
Welcome to paradise. Every time I come to the beach, I think about my mom. That was her favorite place of all time. It didn't matter what beach it was, as long as there was an ocean and sand, she was happy. And I've never seen her quite like that. It's just the most at peace, I think, that I ever saw her. And we didn't really take many vacations. I think the first one we took, I was like 16 or 17 years old. It was like to Myrtle Beach or something like that. Nothing fancy, but just seeing the look on her face and seeing how happy she was to be here, I will never forget that.
My face above the water, my feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon every time you are not around.
So this video is going to be different than my normal content, but a few months ago I released this video called Lifestyle of a Loner, and I was really surprised how many comments I got from people that weren't even subscribed to my channel. They just got on YouTube, searched the words loner or how to deal with being a loner, something along those lines, came across my video, and I got some really good feedback on it. Now, anyone that's been through the situation that I'm about to discuss, I can almost guarantee you they don't want to talk about it, myself included. I really don't want to make a video on this topic, but I feel like if there's people out there searching for this, because I mean YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world, there's probably people out there that are going through the same situation and need a little bit of advice or need a little bit of insights, or maybe that's something that would help them out. So that is why we're going to make this video. I'm going to make it as brief as I can. I got some notes here, so hopefully somebody learns something from it, or if nothing else, you guys just get some perspective.
Wave after wave, slowly drifting.
Just a little bit of background here. My mom was diagnosed with terminal breast cancer when I was 18. It was right before I left to go to college, and they only gave her a year to live, but she actually ended up living about 4 years, so she passed away when I was 22. And I think that's a good place to start, because out of this whole video, what I really want you guys to understand is the whole concept of gratitude. The fact that I had 22 years on this earth with my best friend, the best human I could have ever asked for in my entire life. If you ask anybody about my mom and I, they will tell you right then about how close we were. It was the most special relationship that I've personally ever seen. Obviously a little bit biased, but I've never known any two people to be closer than we were. And to have that kind of relationship for 22 years, it's just incredible. I don't know what I ever did to deserve that, but I tell you, it's the biggest luxury that I've ever been given. And the fact that where I went to school was only 30 minutes away, so I was able to come home every single weekend and do her laundry, do the dishes, clean up the house, all the things that she wasn't able to do, just spend time with her for 4 years, guys. The fact that the life just worked out like that, it was incredible. And if I'm never given anything else in this world, I will never complain, because I was given that. If I was not able to come home, if I was not able to spend that time with her, I don't know how I would have made it, honestly. I don't know that it would have worked out. But that's number one. The fact that if you're sad right now, if you're feeling down because you had a parent that passed, it's only because you had a special relationship. So for whatever amount of time that is something that you should cherish forever, and that's something that you should be absolutely happy about.
And it feels like I'm drowning, pulling against the stream.
Now, even with all of that being said, just understand it's going to be extremely challenging. For me, the hardest thing that I've ever had to go through in my life, and I don't want to make it overly simplified, like just look at it glass half full and you'll be fine, because there's going to be times where it just flat out sucks, everything about it. Nights you can't sleep, or you're crying yourself to sleep, and you shouldn't be ashamed by that. I mean, we all go through hardships, but people will always try to tell me that time heals everything. And that never really clicked with me, and I don't really believe in it. I don't think that it's actually time going on that's healing, but I do believe that we get stronger with time, so after a while, it does get better.
I wish I could make it easy.
What it really comes down to is a decision. What's done is done. You can't change it. It's out of your control, but it will change you. It will change you forever, but it's your decision. Is it going to change you for the better or for the worse? Now, initially, is definitely going to be for the worse. I had a spell of like 3 months where I woke up so apathetic, more apathetic than I had ever experienced in my entire life. And the way that it worked out is I tried to graduate early so I could spend more time with my mom before I went off to graduate school. So I wasn't working, I wasn't going to school. Again, how blessed. I mean, there's never going to be another period in my life where I could have done that, but all I did was take care of her. I was a full-time caregiver, the best job that I've ever had. But after that, I mean, I had 2 more months before I started graduate school, and I was worthless. I did absolutely nothing. But sitting here looking back 5 years, it changed me for the better. At least in my opinion, I became a much better person. I became a lot stronger. I became a lot more independent. I got to see what I was really capable of. I became a much more positive person, and I really found out what was important in life. And that, I think, has really opened so many doors for me. It's really shut off a lot of things that just aren't important, and it really made me value the things that are. And if you are experiencing a short-term loss of motivation, perfectly normal, and I definitely relate with that. But I would say down the line, I'm more driven than I ever was even before, just to give someone else the type of life that she gave me.
Wave after wave.
One of the things that you're really gonna have to come to terms with is nobody is going to understand what you're going through. And you shouldn't want them to, right? I would not wish that on my worst enemy, but it does become a struggle because it totally consumes you every second of every day, every thought that you're having. It's all that's on your mind. So when you feel like people can't relate, you get a little bit frustrated, or at least that's what I found in my experience. Now, I am not the type of person that's just gonna call somebody up and talk about my feelings and cry to them. I'm much more likely to keep it bottled up inside, and I'm not saying that's a good thing. I will say time is not going to be a good thing, because the more time you have to just think, the worse that it's going to be. So my suggestion would be surround yourself with people that care about you, that you care about. I was very fortunate. I had a very good support group. I had some great people around me, but I really struggled with this part. And remember, everybody's got a sad story. Everyone has bad things that are going on in their life. Now, the people around you, they're going to want to help. They're going to want to do what they can to get you through a tough situation, but don't throw a pity party. Don't try to make people feel bad for you. Instead of trying to bring other people down, be open and willing to have them help you, bring you up.
And it feels like I'm drowning, pulling against the stream, pulling against the stream.
One of the things that really helps me is just constantly being surrounded by things that remind me of her. So you guys see, I always wear this necklace just so at any minute of any day I can look down, and it brings back so many good memories, and it brings so many things into perspective. Same with at work. I have a picture of her all around, just because if I'm having a really stressful day, I look at that and it really does. It makes things better. I have my desktop computer screen. Now, you don't have to be as extreme as me and go get tattoos or anything like that, although I did have most of those tattoos before she even passed. But there's just so many different things that I still need my mom for. There's so many decisions I still need to consult with her about. And it feels good when I see all of these things around me, knowing that she's still there, you know, she's always going to be there within me. Now, I think the one thing everybody is capable of doing is just basing your actions on what you know is going to make them proud. The day that the doctor came into the hospital room and pretty much told my mom that it was going to be her last few days before they transported her into hospice, she looked at me and she said, "Travis, I want you to finish your master's degrees. Don't let anything stop you from doing that, and buy yourself a nice house." We had always talked about, because we never lived in like our own house, I guess. We lived in a very old farmhouse that was owned by my grandparents. Definitely nothing to be proud about. So I always told my mom, like, "Mom, I'm gonna buy myself a nice house. I'm gonna buy you the house right next door. It's gonna be just like Everybody Loves Raymond." I'm sure my future wife would have loved that. But so I did both of those things. I graduated, I bought a house, and really it's always in the back of my mind, man. Every single thing that I do, one of the reasons I try to work so hard is because I saw her do that. I mean, she was a school teacher making not much money at all, and she worked so hard. And just these little things that I'm doing now, like these YouTube videos, I didn't have the channel back then, but I know she would have been so excited about these videos. Oh, she would have been the biggest supporter for sure. So every little thing that I do, and things that I don't think are going to live up to her expectations, I just cut them out from my life. I will leave you guys with this. You're a lot stronger than you think you are. As I've talked about all throughout this video, my mom and I were so close. The thought of living without her was terrifying to me. It was my biggest nightmare. And trust me, it's not ideal. I would love for her to be here. All throughout my childhood, I can only recall one single day where we didn't talk. I was in 7th grade. I was at basketball camp. I called home like I had every other night, and the phone was busy. And for whatever reason, I did not get to talk to her that night. That's the only night that I remember. Wittenberg University broke the streak. But to even think about like going weeks without talking to her, now it's been 5 years without being able to physically see her, touch her, you know. It's challenging, but I know if I can get through it and turn out okay, then you guys, you're gonna be just fine. And I think it's tough not to get so caught into what you don't have. I mean, yeah, I even get sucked into it sometimes, like the fact that she's never going to approve of the woman that I marry or be at the wedding, you know, stuff like that. But just think about it on the flip side. What did she get to see, and what did she instill in me that allows me to do all of these amazing things throughout my life? So again, not my typical content, guys, but if this can help anyone, then it was all worth it. I don't really feel comfortable putting all of this out, but you know, I think sometimes you need to be a bit vulnerable in order to help others around you. So that is going to conclude the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you're struggling, feel free to reach out to me. You know, leave a comment, email me if it's easier for you guys. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time.
Even have the strength to move. All I think about is you. There's so much I never got to say.
Damn, Mom, this wasn't how it's supposed to be. I can barely breathe without you close to me. You were just an older me. You're everything I hope to be. See, we've been through it all. I never left your side. Sitting right next to your bed when you died. I crawled in your arms and I kissed you and cried. I may be alive, but I just lost my life. I'm trying to be okay. I swear that I am. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know that I can. It doesn't seem fair that there's no one in your chair. Support's always there, but no one can compare. I know what love is, I know what pain is, but I sure as hell don't know how to change it. I can't contain it, I know you love me. I just wish you were right here to say it. It doesn't seem real.
I can't believe you went away. Someone take away this pain. Feel you here like it was yesterday. Don't even have the strength to move. All I think about is you. There's so much I never got to say.
I was asked if I had a wish, what would it be? I said you dying at the same time as me, so we never have to live without each other. In reality, I knew one of us would suffer. I just can't wake up happy like I used to. Call you, tell you about my day and what's new. Kiss and hug you, stress and bug you. Crying all over these pictures of you. Numb to the world, I just wanna be alone. And our fake ass family is stopping by our home, saying if you need anything, just let us know. I'm like, yeah, I need my mother, what the hell you gonna do? There's no one closer than we were. I wish I could go back and replay each word, trying to hold on, but I can only be so strong. I miss you more than you know, Mom, I can't believe it.
I can't believe you went away. Someone take away this pain. Feel you here like it was yesterday. Don't even have the strength to move. All I think about is you. There's so much I never got to say.
Even at your funeral, you were looking beautiful. Public speaking, you're the only person I would do it for. Tony didn't show, but I know that he loves you. Swear I won't quit, even though that I want to. Please watch over me. I miss doing your laundry and getting your groceries, making you breakfast, tackle the checklist. Can't hold you, so I hold on your necklace. I love you.
I can't believe you went away. Someone take away